Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made these awesome baklavas. They were really cool and they were not too sweet. If you love baklavas but they're normally too heavy and sweet for you, well, you're in the right place because I'm going to show you how I made them a little bit less greasy and a little bit less sweet and really good tasting. So you see here I'm making the syrup. And as I said, I don't want it to be too sweet, so I've cut down on the sugar a little bit compared to how much is usually in the syrup. And actually I didn't even add syrup to all my baklavas, so I guess I actually made two kinds of baklavas by accident, but they both tasted really good and I would urge you to try both if you do make these. So up next is the phyllo dough shenanigans. So I just bought the phyllo dough and I would recommend you buy it too because it's made in a very sensitive process that's hard to replicate, and I just appreciate the artisanship. Is that how you say that? Like artisanal, but artisanship? I think that's how it's called. Anyway, but I probably will try making phyllo dough in the future just because I like cooking and making stuff. But you know, this was my first time making baklavas and I didn't want to mess it up. I wanted to be as less variables as possible and make it as good as possible. So I went out and I bought phyllo dough, and I would honestly recommend you just buy that too if you're gonna make baklavas at home, because I don't think it's that simple though. Well, in the future I'll probably try making phyllo dough at home and I'll let you know if I think you should make it at home or just buy it. On an important note though, you see how I'm just placing the phyllo dough down and there's a bunch of excess on the sides? Yeah, you should not do that. Make sure to cut out the phyllo dough according to the size of your tray, because I thought, oh, I can just cut off the excess afterwards, or maybe after I bake it. It stayed there, but it was a happy mistake because just the phyllo dough with butter baked tasted really good. Tasted like this Nepali dish called khaja. It's a very similar dish but without the nuts and the syrup. So it was really cool. It's like I made two dishes in one. But if you're just trying to make baklava, make sure you just, cut the size of the phyllos according to the size of your tray. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just going to cut them into squares by making columns and rows. And the oven has been preheating at 360 degrees and it's ready. So I'm just going to pour some butter on top after I cut it, throw it in the oven, and then bake it for about 40-50 minutes. Okay, so now these boys are warm, they're not hot anymore, so I'm going to put the syrup down. I'm only putting syrup on these just for the video really, because normally, like I said before, baklavas are way too sweet for me. Ooh, this one came out. Yeah, they're normally way too sweet for me, so I normally don't love store-bought baklavas. Like the first time I had it, I was an instant fan, but I just couldn't eat much. So I really did my best to make these not too greasy. And I'm only putting syrup on these ones just to show you guys, to make them pretty for the video. I mean, you can still eat these, one or two, but then you're gonna get so stuffed. But even without the syrup and everything, it tastes really good. I'm gonna dress them up a little bit, I mean, trust me, the ones with the syrup, these ones are also gonna taste great. It's just for me, myself, personally, I am electing to eat them without sugar. And if you really love baklavas, but you feel like you eat one and then you wanna die, not die, but you're just so stuffed. I wanna eat more baklavas, but the greasiness and the sweetness factor kinda doesn't allow me to, because if I calm down on those. It wasn't even focusing, sorry. So here's the dish. It was a lot of fun to make. It looks great. I can't wait to chow down. Show you how crispy these get, these phyllos. This is why I bought this instead of making it. You make it, it goes through a very sensitive process, and I could try making it in the future. I think it'd be a cool experiment. Because this was my first time making a baklava, I just want to buy it. So look how crispy it gets. And look, these guys also get super crispy because of that, and I really love it. Nice and easy, but more importantly, nice and lazy.